¿Qué tal, gentiles amigos? Muy buenas tardes. De nuevo les saludamos en este sábado por la tarde en uno más de los programas In the Blink of an Eye. Pasa todos los sábados, 6:30 de la tarde a través de su canal 5.2 Somos el Valle o 12:40 en cable. Y bueno, estamos de nuevo en locación, como lo hemos hecho ya desde hace varios programas. Nos gusta llevar a cabo esta clase de programas para llevar el mensaje a la comunidad de los servicios que están disponibles y de los que pueden tomar ventaja. En esta ocasión, de nuevo, estamos aquí en las instalaciones de STC, aquí del Camino Militar y el Camino Ware. Estamos en el Departamento de Tecnología, de Diseño, de Arquitectura e Ingeniería y pues vamos a llevar a cabo una entrevista aquí con las personas que se encargan de este departamento. Y antes que nada quiero decirles que Pueblo Tires estamos para servirles a todos y cada uno de ustedes. Tenemos 13 tiendas a sus órdenes en todo el Valle del Río Grande. Tenemos mucho que platicarles, pero eso lo haremos durante el transcurso del programa. Y voy a pasar los micrófonos ahora a mi compañero, bueno, es mi jefe, el capitán Benjamín Valdés.
Thank you, Armando, and we'll talk about that race later.
Sí.
Welcome back to In the Blink of an Eye. And like Armando said, I'm not going to say everything he said, but we're here at South Texas College, and we're going to be discussing architectural and engineering design technology.
Claro.
We're going to be speaking to a couple of ladies here. One is a program chair and another student and a lab assistant. And we'll be introducing them here shortly. But again, thank you for joining us. And we want to thank you for giving us 47 years of serving the community. En español dice el dicho que el que no sirve, no sirve. But we've been serving the community, thank God, and thank you, because you know the car represents freedom, the freedom to move. And we're there to help you keep your car in good running condition. You know, the fundamentals of preventative maintenance. It's a key to save you money and avoid unnecessary breakdowns. So again, thank you for joining us. And don't forget, at Pueblo Tires, in case there's a need, we offer financial options up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed.
Claro que sí, tenemos financiamiento, 24 meses para pagar y no se necesita crédito y es más. Si usted paga la cuenta en 100 días, la cuenta total, se ahorra los intereses.
Así es, but go store and see details. Now, one more thing. Look us up on the web, shampoozy.com, or call 855-412-8473. 13 locations to serve you. And again, we thank you for joining us today, and we'll be back in the blink of an eye.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, the cycle continues for us all. 2018 is come and gone. Change your oil, you can't go wrong. That's right, you betcha.
So now you're a poet too, Shampoozy?
12 months ain't enough. Up 24 months to pay, and you'll be on your way. Ain't no credit needed. That's right, 2019, you will sing. Shampoozy.com. So much fun. Que bailen.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Así es, amigos, hasta 24 meses para pagar. Y no necesitas crédito. Si ellos dicen no, nosotros decimos sí. Llevo eso al banco, puedes apostar.
No hay tal cosa, Shampoozy, te apuesto.
Sí, tienes la opción de hasta 100 días para pagar temprano. No esperas el income tax. Ven hoy mismo. Aplica, compra y disfruta. Así es, shampoozy.com. ¡Que bailen!
Think Pueblo.
Amables televidentes, gracias por su sintonía. Estamos ya de regreso de nuevo en el programa In the Blink of an Eye. Recuerden, estamos todos los sábados con ustedes, 6:30 de la tarde, aquí en 5.2 Somos el Valle, 12:40 en cable. Bueno, para no ser tan largo el asunto, vamos a pasar los micrófonos y las cámaras con Benjamín Valdés, el capitán.
Yes, here we are, South Texas College. Okay, we're with Sara Lozano, correct?
Yes.
Sara Lozano, and we got Esmer Leija. Sara Lozano is a program chair, and Esmer Leija is a student and lab assistant.
Correct.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Ms. Lozano, we can start with you. Give us a little bit about background about yourself, first of all. What do you do here in this department? I know we're going to discuss architectural engineering, design, and technology, but what is your position here, other than being a chair and all that stuff?
Okay, well, I'll start with my background in education.
Okay.
Right out of high school, I went to Yale University and studied architecture. And then once I was done with my 4 years of undergrad studies, I did come back home. I taught I taught third grade for a year. And I enjoyed the classroom, I enjoyed the teaching environment. But I also wanted to kind of explore being out in the architecture field as well. So I did start working at a couple of different architecture firms, and then that's where I learned about this position to teach architectural drafting here at South Texas College. So that's when I jumped on the opportunity, and since 2007, I've been here as an instructor. In 2016, I did become the program chair of this program and started changing just a few things to incorporate more architecture classes, just based on what the community needs were. That's really what I wanted to offer to the students, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm the program chair for this program, and so I do teach a couple of classes still with the program, but the majority of what I do is mostly administrative and just promotion of our program, and offering, sharing with everybody what our program has to offer.
And if I may ask you, you're originally from the Valley?
I am. I'm from Edcouch, Chelsea.
Chelsea. So you're giving back to the community.
Yes, always
Now,
giving
you
back.
mentioned you were a third grade teacher?
I was a third grade teacher for a year.
So, I think just like any profession, requires skills and patience. So I think third grade probably gave you a lot of patience, right?
Oh yes, I learned patience for sure.
All right.
Yes, I definitely learned that I enjoyed being in the classroom, but I wanted to be more in a setting where the students were eager to learn what I had to share with them. And my expertise wasn't necessarily in teaching, it was more in architecture, and that's what brought me here.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that with us. Now we have Esmer Lejas. I understand you're a student and a lab assistant here, correct?
Yes.
So, Esmer, as a student, and how do you manage to juggle both being a student and a lab assistant?
It is tough. I'm not gonna lie. It's also because I'm not only working here. I have another full-time job. So it's just really about organizing your times and knowing your priorities, what to set first, and what's more important, and what's gonna make you give a step to your future goal.
Right.
And that's really how you're only gonna get there, by making the correct choices.
Well, very well said, Armando. That's what we call profound thinking.
Claro que sí.
Pensamientos
Profundos.
right?
Sí.
We have a segment we do in the radio.
Yep.
He shares some pensamientos profundos,
Muy
but
profundos.
not that profound. So, hey, kudos for you. Great that you're doing that. And like she said, it's not easy, but again, it's about setting goals and having a passion. Having a passion. One of the questions that I have we've been doing a series with South Texas College now for several weeks, and one of the questions that I always have for either a student or a program chair is what is the ratio between male and female that you have in this particular program? Could you share that with us?
Sure. When I first started back in 2007, there was maybe 1 or 2 students in every class of about 20. About 18 to 20 students. And it has increased, but not dramatically. So you'll see maybe 3 or 4 students that are female in a class of about 20 students. So it's not a career field that you see a lot of women in, but we have started to do things that will promote this program to females. And having Esmer here as an example, myself and I have 2 other female faculty that we make a really big effort to go out into the community and speak at different events. Anytime that we're asked to be guest speakers, we share with them that it may seem like this is a male field, right? It may seem like, only men go into architecture or engineering, but it's really a field that's open to anybody, and a lot of our success stories are, in fact, females.
Well, that brings me to another question. Esmer, what got you interested in this type of education?
Well, I've always been driven by design, and since I graduated high school, I wanted to pursue a career that involved building design, but I didn't understand architecture yet until I started taking STC courses, and I was recruited by an STC professor within this program. I had expressed to her what I wanted to do, and she believed that this would lead me to the right path. And I enrolled the semester right after, and eventually I found myself within this program. I found my passion.
Well, congratulations that you found that. And again, you could be an example. And, and one of the things that you mentioned about, we live in a different world today than it was 20 years ago, obviously because of the technology. But when it comes to architectural engineering, design, technology, it does require a lot of skill, a lot of know-how. And I've lived in some big cities, and you don't see too many skyscrapers here. But when we're talking about architectural, engineering, design, and technology, that doesn't necessarily mean about skyscrapers, right? We're talking about. You've got some examples here. If you could tell us a little bit about this, maybe.
Sure.
And illuminate us here.
Sure. Well, yes, we do have some examples of some of the works that our students have done here. And the technology really, this is what's showing the technology. These projects are showing the technology that the students learn. They learn software from the very first class that they take here. They learn the software that's associated with architecture and engineering professions. So the idea is that once they get to the point where they're going to go work out in the architecture or engineering field, that they have the software skills, right off the bat, that they have the software skills that's going to allow them to work at architecture firms and engineering firms. And so aside from the software, right, we teach them several different softwares like AutoCAD and Revit. We have also Photoshop and Illustrator. We show them Lumion, SketchUp. There's a long list of software that we go through depending on what the class is. But aside from that, the technology that they use also is very important in communicating their design ideas. So you see some of these are using the laser cutter. And so they learn not only to draw on the computer, but then to actually put a model together by using the laser cutter or engraver. You can see the cutter actually cuts out the topography here, or it cuts out, texture. It can engrave the texture on that house that you see there as well. And the other thing is a 3D printer. So in this one, that's what you'll see. They've used the 3D printer to just draw out or to build a design for a small patio there. And they have to learn the software that's associated with that technology to communicate those ideas, so that when they get to the architecture or engineering firms, or when they get to the university, like some students do transfer, that they'll be able to take those skills and then start applying the theory to it, but already have a head start on what the knowledge that they need there.
Muy interesante, hermano.
Muy interesante, seguro que sí. Aquí yo creo que llegaron uno de los fabulosos vientos fuertes del Valle del Río Grande. Volaron el techito de este. Ay, ya lo descompuse. Ya me endrogué. Muy bonito que está todo y lo que nos está explicando muy bonito. Y si alguien está interesado en tomar uno de estos cursos, pues pueden llamar aquí a South Texas College para que se informen más. No solamente tienen este curso, tienen muchísimos cursos. Ya hemos visto muchos cursos, pero esto me parece muy interesante.
Pues vamos a tomar una break.
¿Seguro?
Y vamos a regresar en un abrir y cerrar de ojos. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, the cycle continues for us all. 2018 is come and gone. Change your oil, you can't go wrong. That's right, you betcha.
So now you're a poet too, Shampoozy?
12 months ain't enough. Up 24 months to pay, and you'll be on your way. Ain't no credit needed. That's right, 2019, you will sing Shampoozy.com. So much fun. Que bailen.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Así es, amigos, hasta 24 meses para pagar. Y no necesitas crédito. Si ellos dicen no, nosotros decimos sí. Llevo eso al banco, puedes apostar.
No hay tal cosa, Shampoozy, te apuesto.
Sí, tienes la opción de hasta 100 días para pagar temprano. No esperas el income tax. Ven hoy mismo. Aplica, compra y disfruta. Así es, Shampoozy.com. ¡Que bailen!
Think Pueblo.
Amables televidentes, estamos en su programa favorito en The Blink of an Eye. Recuerden, los esperamos aquí todos los sábados, 6:30 de la tarde en 5.2 Somos el Valle, si usted tiene antena, o estamos en 1240 en cable, para que no se pierda este programa tan interesante, tan informativo. Y bueno, vamos a continuar. Estamos aquí en las instalaciones de South Texas College en la ciudad de McAllen, y vamos a dejar que mi compañero Benjamín Valdés continúe con esta interesante entrevista.
Welcome back. Well, here we are in the Department of South Texas College, Architectural and Engineering Design Technology. And we've been speaking to Sara Lozano, Program Chair. Ms. Lozano, we have a gentleman here with us, Javier Reyes, I understand, faculty member, right?
Yes.
Javier, welcome to In the Blink of an Eye.
Thank you.
And we've been speaking to Ms. Lozano about some of the educational, elements here. But yourself, sir, you as a faculty, how long have you been doing this?
I started back, originally I was a student. I started back in 2001. I got my associates and then I started working in the field. And then in '07, I think I came back and started teaching. I wanted to give back to the students, to the program that changed me as an individual, right? It helped me out, and then I'm going to return the favor.
Well, that's good, giving back to the community. And again, South Texas College has so much to offer, Armando.
Bastante.
We've learned that in the last few weeks that we've been doing a series of shows here. And it's all for again, we want to reach out to the community and just inform you of the wonderful programs that are here at South Texas College. Mr. Reyes, as a faculty member and the students that you have, I think one of the, we were looking at some of the examples here, and a lot of this, we did a welding show here recently. And when you think about welding, we thought, well, you just weld. But no, it requires a lot of, I see some blueprints around here somewhere. So architectural, there's a lot of blueprint reading, right? That they have to learn how to read blueprints and so forth.
Yeah, so from the beginning, very first classes, you start off with a blueprint reading class that'll show you how to read what each line represents and what is the meaning behind the...
Of the whatever the designs are, because I've seen some blueprints. In my background, I have a little bit of a manufacturing background. I used to work at a machine shop in Houston, and they have blueprints for this and for that. And you look at it, and when you don't know what you're looking at, it just looks like lines, and but every little detail means something. Like Armando, you were looking at this. We look at this. Some of the examples, you got a little bit of a greenery here, a rock there. All that is taken into consideration in the blueprint, correct?
Yes.
When you're designing, whether it's a building or, some of those structures that you see that are very well designed, wow, so somebody thought of it. How much creativity is required as well? I mean, you've got to know math, obviously, and read blueprints, but is there a creative element that is part of being an architect?
Are you asking me? Okay. For sure. Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the big changes that we made to our program recently, because what we noticed was that students knew how to draw when they were told what to draw. Right. And but being able to kind of come up with their own ideas or to figure out a solution to a problem, a design problem, that was where we felt like we needed to open the doors up a little bit more for the students to allow their creativity to come in. And so we actually started offering some architecture theory classes. So we have an introduction to architecture class, we have some architectural history classes, and those classes, give students a background of architecture. And with that, then they start kind of creating their own designs, and it really influences some of the works that they produce. And then they do take an architectural design studio class where they really get to play around with shapes and the basic theory of design rather than just the technical drawings.
Now, in the real world, being in this type of field, you can make a good living, right?
You can. Depends how, just like everything else, depends how hard you work,
right.
And you can take, we have students who come for one semester with us, which can lead to one certificate, or we have students who stay for the entire 5 semesters, which is about 2 years. Maybe a little bit more, but that's for an associate's degree. And maybe along the way they've gained enough skills to start working, and so a lot of times they will continue going to school while they're already working as well. And the demand is high right now. If you look around, there's a lot of projects going on. There's a lot of construction going on. The valley is growing, and so we get a lot of requests for drafters or for technicians. And that's really a great opportunity for our students, because they get to go and experience what they're learning in the classroom and actually get to apply it. And so by the time they graduate, they have the hands-on skills plus the classroom instruction, and it really gives them a head start on continuing their career.
Armando, so hay una gran variedad de arquitectura y tecnología.
Mucho.
Que no específicamente se enfoque en un cierto tipo, sino, como ella mencionó, construcción.
Claro que sí.
Even golf courses require architectural design,
Yeah,
right?
that's correct.
So,
parks, everything.
So the sky's the limit.
That's right.
And but Mr. Reyes, again, another element, the passion. If you like this, you can excel.
Yes, of course. With the love of the construction, whether it's the building side of it or designing side of it, you can excel and it can take you forward. We've had a lot of students that come through our doors that transfer to the University of Houston to pursue their architectural degree so they can become an actual architect.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been involved with Pueblo Tires for over 20 years, and we've got 13 locations, and every time we open a new store, or we started from the ground up, and our boss is quite well versed in reading blueprints. He's very creative, but he's not an engineer. He doesn't have a certification.
Right.
But he does do a lot of drawings, and then he'll bring it to an architectural firm and say, hey, this is what I want. And they'll work on it, and okay, we go back and forth, and well, can we change this? So there's a lot of back and forth going into it. It's, but it's really interesting work. And I've seen him, how he, you know, again, we have 13 locations. They're all different. But when we start from the ground up, it's really a wonderful experience to see how it comes to, you know, fruition, how it develops from everything from the ground, even the level of the ground has to be a certain height and so forth. That's why you see some of these on the construction side of you see gentlemen with these telescopes or whatever. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're measuring the survey, right? And so it's really interesting. There's a wide spectrum of know-how and you know, technology that goes into this. So thank you again for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Could you give us a phone number or a website they could reach? Maybe they could find you.
Sure. You can visit our website at southtexascollege.edu/AEDT. That's for Architectural and Engineering Design Technology. Or you can also call our phone number at 956-872-6149.
Okay, well, we could go on and on, but hey, we just barely scratched the surface here. And again, we thank South Texas College for providing this type of education for the young men and women of the Valley. And as you mentioned, there's a great demand. The Valley's growing so much by leaps and bounds. So we thank you again for having us.
Thank you.
But we're going to take another little break, and we'll be right back in the blink of an eye.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, the cycle continues for us all. 2018 is come and gone. Change your oil, you can't go wrong. That's right, you betcha.
So now you're a politician, Pussy?
12 months ain't enough. Up 24 months to pay, and you'll be on your way. Ain't no credit needed. That's right, 2019, you will sing Shampoozy.com. So much fun. Que bailen.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Así es, amigos, hasta 24 meses para pagar. Y no necesitas crédito. Si ellos dicen no, nosotros decimos sí. Llevo eso al banco, puedes apostar.
No hay tal cosa, Shampoozy, te apuesto.
Sí, tienes la opción de hasta 100 días para pagar temprano. No esperas el income tax. Ven hoy mismo, aplica, compra y disfruta. Así es, Shampoozy.com. ¡Que bailen!
Think Pueblo.
Queridos televidentes, gracias por su sintonía. En 5.2 somos el Valle. Estamos en antena libre, al aire libre, como se dice, en 5.2. Usted puede vernos en cualquier parte del Valle, en el lado mexicano. Y también estamos en cable en el 1240 para que vea este programa. No se lo pierdan. Todos los sábados, 6:30 de la tarde, el capitán Ben Valdés y servidor Armando Rangel, el locutor número 19, con ustedes, como siempre, llevándoles pues mensajes de interés a la comunidad. Y déjenme decirles también que en Pueblo Tires estamos para servirle a usted y a su familia. Tenemos pues que invitarlos a ustedes que andan cambiando su aceite para que aprovechen los miércoles. Tenemos el Día de las Damas, cuando usted solamente paga $22 por el cambio de aceite convencional, y además también le damos una revisión a su vehículo para decirle si algo le anda fallando y pues ayudarle a repararlo ahí si es necesario. Ahora bien, si el miércoles no puede acudir, pues el jueves tenemos el Día de la Familia, cuando también el cambio de aceite convencional cuesta solamente $22 y también le hacemos la inspección de su vehículo. Y recuerden, tenemos crédito de hasta 24 meses para pagar. Mejor dicho, tenemos nuestro plan de que usted puede pagar en 24 meses y no necesita crédito para este plan. Y si usted paga completo en 100 días, se ahorra los intereses. Y hay mucho que platicar de Pueblo Tires, nunca terminaríamos. Tenemos 13 tiendas para usted y pues estamos en estos momentos aquí en una entrevista muy interesante en South Texas College. El capitán Benjamín Valdés tiene la palabra.
Thank you, Armando. Again, well, we're finalizing our interview today with Sara Lozano, Esmer Leja, and Mr. Javier Reyes. Ms. Sara Lozano, Program Chair, some final words that you want to tell us about the program.
Well, I just want to invite everybody to come out to our program and visit us at any point. If any of this has been interesting to you, or if you have any questions, you want to learn more about what we have to offer, our doors are always open. We're located on the corner of Ware and Military Road, and we do have a lot of opportunities to offer to our students. We have the latest technology, not only in what we're showing you here, but we have started to incorporate virtual reality into our learning. And so that's a whole different element that we're getting into, that we have started to get into. So it's really exciting. We do try to stay on the edge of technology so that we can have the best to offer to our community of students out there. So if you have any questions, feel free to come in and visit with us. Like I said, our doors are always open for you.
All right, thank you. Esmer?
A few words to say is just that the AEDT program has been a great program for me. It's led me to find my passion, but it has also, this is where I found a lot of support to continue moving forward, and I'm looking forward to giving back to them whenever I do complete my degree.
All right, thank you. Mr. Reyes, faculty member.
Yeah, just some final words. If you're out there and want to learn or interested, or your passion is either building or designing, come see us here at the program. We offer small classes. It's more like a one-to-one interaction with the instructors, and you have very knowledgeable instructors here that can lead you and guide you.
All right, well, again, thank you for having us, and thank you for what you're doing for the community. And friends, there you go. South Texas College is a place to come get your education in a wide variety of fields. And again, Armando, it's a pleasure being here.
Igualmente.
And but we would just want to thank you folks out there for, again, on behalf of Pueblo Tires Service, this program is brought to you to, again, inform you of the wonderful things that South Texas College offers here as far as education and so forth. And again, it's up to you how far you want to go. Thank you again for having us, and thank you for sharing with us. And we just want to remind the TV viewers that when it comes to your cars, Pueblo Tires, we're there to help you. Trained technicians, we've got the passion, the experience, and the know-how. And we just want to leave you with this thought. Nobody, but nobody, loves you more than Pueblo Tires and Service.
Nobody!
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, the cycle continues for us all. 2018 is come and gone. Change your oil, you can't go wrong. That's right, you betcha.
So now you're a politician, Boozy?
12 months ain't enough. Up 24 months to pay, and you'll be on your way. Ain't no credit needed. That's right, 2019, you will sing Shampoozy.com. So much fun. Give Island.